And we are recording.
All right. When last we left off, the Wolf Pack, in their quest to locate and fortify the anchors keeping Demogorgon imprisoned, have managed to find the entrance into the catacombs of Inverness, a legendary labyrinth of stone beneath the mesa of Jewel City. Following the lead of the Redfire twins, who had received the blessing of Crucif, the pack fell into a plethora of pitfalls, challenging illusions, and forced introspection in some cases, as they navigated through the ancient halls. But after overcoming the test before them and securing another blessing of Crucif for Loki, the packets made it to a large central cave, holding a stone plateau with a massive white marble pillar. The magical energy radiating off of it in waves leaves no room for doubt that this is what they have been seeking: the Shrine of Crucif, an anchor of Demogorgon's extraplanar prison. On approach, they see a thin figure clad in ancient white robes and carrying an ornate staff, who asks if they have come on pilgrimage to the Lady of Love. The figure then turned, revealing himself to be an undead skeleton, and introducing himself as Saint Inverness, the last known High Priest of Crucif, and for whom this labyrinth has been named. And that's immediately where we're picking up on, as this figure's turned around and is now facing you guys on this kind of rocky plateau, surrounded by flowers. The entirety of this, it's a little odd in how it stands out. The amount of red, pink, and orange flowers just in waves from this pillar. On this rocky plateau, everything else about this cave that you're seeing screams like desert cave. Like red rock, black rock in spots. No real life or vegetation. And then just this one stony mesa surrounded and covered in lush vegetation. Teeming with life. As this figure kind of floats over towards you a little bit. Have you come to pay homage to the Lady of Love?
Nope.
Those are pretty flowers.
Is there any natural light, like sunlight, in here? Or is it obvious that this is sort of unnatural?
It strikes you as unnatural. This area, you can clearly see the walls of the cave hundreds and hundreds of feet out. You don't see any real light source, but you have sight out that far. Even though, most of you know, your dark vision typically only has a range of, 60, 120 feet, 300 in some cases. But you can still see everything in here clearly, and the stone bridge that you just crossed over and this little island itself, it's lit up as in not quite direct sunlight, but almost like light from an overcast day. And you're not sure where the light is coming from necessarily. It doesn't there's no shadows really being cast directly, pointing, where the source of light would be. It's just lit up.
Gotcha.
You have not come to pay homage to the lady? Then what brings you here?
When you see about that anchor.
You wish to do something to the shrine?
Yeah, mostly protect it from a bunch of fuckboys that are trying to bring Demogorgon back. Back? Here for the first time? I don't know, whichever. Trying to bring him to this plane.
So
they're
you
trying to
claim
destroy
you
these
are
things.
Not allied with the Prince of Beasts.
Nah.
You are trying to prevent his release?
Can confirm.
But you must know that interacting with the anchor runs the risk of freeing, or at least damaging, its integrity. Do you not?
Yeah, we're trying not to damage its integrity. That's what they're trying to do. They already blew up a whole island full of bird people to blow up one of the anchors. So now they're down to 3 anchors, is that right?
Let me...
I think there's 4 left.
There are 4 left.
Yeah, I think there's 4 left.
Excellent question. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there are 4 left, including this one. He just kind of looks. But to do anything involving strengthening it or interacting with its power would interfere with what it already does. You could strengthen it, but in the process, if you fail, you could weaken it, damage it, destroy it even. Are you willing to run that risk?
I mean, I don't think we have a lot of options, right?
What do we have to do to strengthen it?
I am not the one trying to strengthen it. What is your plan to do so?
I don't know if you know this about us. We're not big on the whole plan thing.
I do not
We're
know
more of
who
a
you are, so...
improv, like jazz.
So you have come to this sacred shrine, the last true hallowed location of my goddess,
Hmm.
and wish to potentially desecrate, but potentially benefit the last true holy spot, in the hopes that you know what you're doing, without a plan.
I thought you said you didn't know what we were doing. You fucking nailed it, dude.
He did nail it.
All of that is the little info you have just given me.
Oh.
And as the shrine's one and only protector, this does not inspire confidence.
Well, we were kind of hoping that like you would know something. I mean, can we move the like? So I've heard that we can move these anchors, or like I could hang on to it.
Some of them can be interacted with and potentially moved. This one, and he kind of taps his staff onto the ground of the plateau, and you feel the entire cave reverberate with arcane energy, is entrenched in a part of this area. The mesa upon which the city lies would not exist if not for the anchor. To uproot it and take it with you would invite disaster of a cataclysmic scale for those above.
Okay, well, we're not doing that.
Well, I mean, also that's probably going to happen anyway. Like that's what we're trying to prevent is calamity on a disastrous scale. So, I mean, we're open to suggest. Like, do you have alternatives? Like, what are you going to do if like the Demogorgon squad comes to like blow this thing up? Oh, they have a big fuck you cannon that could just literally blow it up.
This location is not without its defenses, and even from a distance, you guys are about 30, 45 feet away from him, so you're not looking, you don't get perfect facial details of the skeleton. He doesn't have, like, light in his eyes or anything like that. He's just looks like a skeleton in robes. You see there is a flash of brilliant red and pink energy in his eyes, like somewhere deep in his skull, as he says this. This location is very well protected. Anyone who would seek to invade it, to damage it, or damaging it from a distance, would find themselves taxed in doing so.
Okay.
How much do you know of the how much, if at all, or if anything, do you know of the other anchor sites?
I know nothing of the other anchors. I just know this one is my charge. I brought, when the persecution of my flock required us to flee, I brought them into the safety of these catacombs and shepherded them as long as I could. The lady has seen fit to bestow upon me certain gifts that have allowed me to extend, well, and he looks at his hand at this point, all bony. It would be wrong to call it life, but she has seen fit to ensure I maintain my duty for now. I am to protect this place. I am to protect this anchor until I am slain.
You don't look very comfortable. You don't even have any skin.
Skin is not necessary to feel love.
I tear skin
No,
off
it
my
certainly
enemies.
fucking helps though.
And yet, I still bask in her love. And you watch there's another pulse of arcane energy, and you see a couple more of the flowers around here kind of bloom out extra bright.
Why do you like her so much?
Do the other anchors have guardians, or is it just this one? Do you know anything about it?
I could not say. From what little I have seen of the design, it was meant to be all of the anchors were meant to be protected by someone or something. Either the environments that they were placed in, or is the case here, by stewards and custodians.
Who's Stewart? Let's talk to him.
That's steward. It's like a
Oh.
butler.
Oh. Where's he?
That's him, the bony guy.
Oh. Hey.
I am the steward of this location, Saint Inverness.
Oh, Stewart.
That's what this ST
right.
is short for.
All right. Thanks for the explanation, Saint Inverness. We mostly came here almost expecting the people who are trying to destroy the anchors to be here already. And if they weren't, we were going to try and defend the anchor or strengthen its defenses or something like that. So finding you here is a surprise to us.
So you said it can be strengthened, but that could also damage it.
I do not know of a way directly to strengthen it, but any interactions with its current strength level and the power in it, even if you were to try and embolden it, would involve engaging in a power that could be removed or damaged. I do not know of a way to do so without risking that. And you feel in the back of your mind, Finn, that the little, like, every time you've had this conversation, thinking about like how to strengthen it, you've had that sense of like, yeah, you can do it once you get there. Something in the back of your mind does tickle and kind of confirm what he's saying, that whatever you don't even know what you're supposed to do yet, but something in your head says he's not wrong. You can do whatever needs to be done, but whatever it is could risk not working. Like if something went wrong with it, it could damage the anchor itself.
Okay.
If you want to kind of contemplate that and talk, like, I don't know, engage with your patron more, you absolutely could to try and get more info.
Yeah, I mean,
Give me. I'm gonna let you pick what kind of skill check you want to do. If you want to get like the technical, like what does your patron have in mind? What is Eldath thinking? Or if you're trying to get more of a vibe from Eldath, like the plan, the overarching plan. What kind of skill check are you thinking Finn's looking for in this?
I mean, I'm assuming I'm trying to like get some more info about what we're supposed to be doing. I mean, this seems like end of the world shit. We're kind of fucking dicking around, like talking to anchors with guardians in place.
Fair. Okay.
Like I'm putting a lot of faith in this whole like wing it plan that I'm
Fair.
getting from Eldath. So like we're winging it. Like now's the time for the like big revelation. Like,
would you
where's
be
my
looking
big vision?
for the overarching, like more big picture or small picture? I think.
I mean, it's like I want to know what I'm supposed to do. Like in this room. Like, do I like
Okay.
kick this thing? Like, do I like
give me an
bleed
Arcana
on it?
check. Give me an Arcana check, and I'm gonna say add your Charisma bonus on top of your Arcana bonus as well.
Alright.
So I think it's a +5 on top of whatever you roll.
Yup.
So okay, a 30.
Yeah. God damn.
It suddenly
hot
clicks
hand
in your head.
tonight.
Like Eldath finally he hasn't been backseat driving. You've realized this. There's been moments where he's like influenced your thoughts and maybe reached for the wheel a couple of times, but over the last like month, he hasn't like taken over, directly made you do anything. This is a moment where he suddenly realized where you've driven him, and he goes, "Oh, stop the car. We need to do something," and lays it all out for you. He gives you the idea of a ritual specifically to empower this anchor. Basically, actually, I'm gonna give you. You rolled a goddamn 30. You get the whole mechanics I just came up with. So
There we go.
and I'm gonna even spoil it a little bit in. grab this. Yell at me for trying to paste something I copied. Okay, shared notes. And... you now know how to conduct a ritual fortification.
Okay.
And it's almost instantly bestowed upon you. You have to have a direct tie to an eldritch being that was involved in the founding of these anchors and imprisoning Demogorgon. You know of exactly 2 of those people in this room right now. You and Saint Inverness. You also get the sense that of like the 3 that have the blessing of Crucif could probably do it as well, but it might not be like essentially the roll. I'm just going to spoil it. The roll that has to be made at the end of the ritual, if you're using one of the ones with a blessing to maintain it, that roll is made with disadvantage. But if you all manage to contribute something to the roll, it doesn't necessarily matter because if the DC is, like 15 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's fucking get this party started.
Saint Inverness just kind of looks at you. So what is your plan?
Well, there's a ritual of fortification that we can do. Like, I think you can chip in. I think if we call like the other like blessing homies down, like they can kick in a little bit too. And it helps empower it.
Does this run the risk of damaging it?
Well, yeah. I mean, but so does like the fuckboy army coming down here and like blowing the whole goddamn thing up. Like, we're not
It'll be
doing this
fun.
on a fucking whim, dude. This isn't like,
It's not like
hey,
we're
it's a
bored.
fucking Tuesday. Let's go dick around with an anchor that keeps an eldritch fucking horror from destroying the entire fucking of existence. Like, this is like fucking like 11:59 on the old doomsday clock, dog.
All right. You have made your case, so I'm officially going to call for the roll now. I need a persuasion check. And I'm not going to tell you what the DC is, but you're going to want to roll high because I'm going to be rolling to set that DC.
Oof, that's not gonna do it.
Ooh.
Oh wait, is he attracted to me? He's a fucking like, I mean, he's like a horny fucking
God damn it.
acolyte of a fuck god. This dude's probably down to fucking get it all the time.
Give me a D20 luck check.
I can do that.
You want high.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
Right in the middle.
That's all right. He doesn't want a bone. Pun intended.
Oh, I almost want to deal psychic damage for that one.
Very
No, we're gonna do it one more time. Roll another D20. Call odds or evens before you click.
Man, fuck it. Let's go odd.
All right.
Fuck.
Yeah, he might have overcome any earthly desires like that.
That's fine. I get it. Not everybody's cup of tea. I don't take it personally.
He just kind of looks over you. I understand this cavalier attitude towards approaching your problems may work for many surface matters and things of maybe lesser import than this, but risking anything involving the release of Demogorgon would be fatal for this world, and I cannot allow such a cavalier attitude to be deciding something of that magnitude.
Oof. Yikes. This is awkward. Because I think you thought we were asking.
You're wasting time here.
We weren't asking. Like, this is going to happen.
Have you seen my hammer?
Yep. He's not talking about his penis.
It's true. What are you talking about?
He just kind of grips his staff a little bit. Is it your intent to defeat me now? In order to carry
No.
out whatever
Our
plan you
intent
have?
is for you to help us strengthen this anchor so that we can go fix the other ones so the fucking universe doesn't end. Is
What
it your
role must I play?
intention? That's up to you. You can be a willing participant or, You can be an obstacle that was overcome and is part of the tale of fucking victory when we win the whole fucking thing.
Would it help if we
Yeah, they got the
just
blessing.
discussed? Yeah, we discussed
we do
the
have
Like
the
your
blessing.
god,
You know.
like your god gave them the fucking thumbs up, and this is all part of the plan. So in reality, you are defying the will of your god. They're on the fucking team kick ass. You're on fucking team speed bump.
I'm going to call for one more roll. DC is going to be a bit higher, but go ahead. Other people did chip in, so I will say you can make it an advantage.
Oh, much better.
There we go.
Ish.
It's a dirty 20.
He kind of just slowly gazes over all of you, and it's kind of unnerving in that sense of like you don't know where his eyes are exactly looking. It's just, generally looking over all of you back and forth. I will assist in this endeavor if you allow me to conduct whatever ritual you are attempting, or whatever this process is, so I can ensure the integrity of the anchor.
Please do.
This dude seemed like he's on the up and up. Like he's not gonna like try to sabotage this thing, is he?
Yeah, does he seem on the up and up?
Anyone who would like me to, or who would like to, please give me an insight roll.
I'm good. Oh, damn.
Don't know why I was advantage, but we'll just go.
Either way,
19.
Finn and Taylor, hard to read. With how he's communicating, it's a lot harder to pick up on subtle vocal cues, and there's no facial tics or anything to really give away, if there is any kind of lying or anything. There's nothing in that appears like it doesn't strike you as like he's, resisting or anything. He's clearly trying to comply with you. So no immediate suspicion on your guys' part. Tyler, something seems a little off. Like he offered to do that. He's offering to help you guys, but only if he gets the part. And you don't necessarily know the mechanics of the ritual, but he's wanting to take the most important part of the ritual, and to conduct that part. Something strikes you as a little odd, about that. He gave in a little too easily, and is asking for a pretty big ask in return.
Okay, I don't remember. Do we still have a psychic connection right now?
You guys actually, yeah, I think you and the twins do. Oh wait, hold on. Was that a spell that got cast earlier? Can't remember what that psychic connection was from.
I had considered. I think I did use Ray's telepathic bond.
I think you did, because that sounds familiar.
It would have been something that I would have casted as a ritual and kind of maintained.
Yeah, and you haven't had anything necessarily that would have broken your concentration. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a concentration. It's just a ritual that lasts.
Then I'm going to say, I thought Ray Reese lasted longer than that. Oh, I guess it was only an hour. But, I mean, you've had plenty of opportunities to just re-up it ritually. So, yeah, I'd say you guys still have a psychic connection.
Alright, I'm just gonna say in people's heads, I'm gonna be like, something's off. He wants the most important part. And I'm just getting a bad vibe. Or iffy vibe.
I mean, maybe I just really won him over. I was super convincing.
Maybe.
I'd respond and say, maybe, Finn, can you break it down for him and explain it?
I'm going to add one thing into the shared notes now, a final part of the ritual. Now that some suspicion has been raised about him taking the most important part, something's, again, that moment in the backseat of your mind, Finn, of your patron just going, oh yeah, this might be of note.
Hmm.
Yeah, like, also, I don't know if I can, like, tell him how to do this thing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm mostly just, like, Jesus take the wheel type shit here.
You have a sense of what's involved to start and maintain the ritual. You could teach anyone of, you could teach him, or you could teach either of the three with the blessing.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Like, he did seem to flip super quick. And while I'm not downplaying my persuasive nature, that almost does seem a little suspicious.
I just don't know what he'd do with it.
He could do
yeah,
anything. Like, he could do whatever the fuck he wanted. Like, he could give himself... I think he could make himself human again if he wanted to, probably.
Is there a way we could, it sounds like he's really just in it for Crucif. Like, is there a way we could, like, make him believe that what we do, and with his help, what we do will strengthen? I mean, I guess we kind of already went through that. I'm just saying, like, in explaining the ritual. I mean, it sounds like the only other way would be to fight him.
Yeah.
And get him out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, he's either going to, like, help or he's going to be a, pile of bones. So we're going to fuck him up. How about I just... Okay, well, how about I'm just going to tell him that I don't think I can teach him how to do the ritual, that I'm going to have to, like, run it, but he can be, like, right there beside me the whole time.
Sure. Yeah, somehow try to convince him that, like, if he doesn't
I promise
like
I'm
what's
going to
going
strengthen
on...
him. Like, yeah. Like,
yeah, exactly. And just even to convince him that if he doesn't like what's going on or where it's going, that he could pull the plug.
Yeah, dude, consent's super important. Like, we get right
Agreed.
there and you say you're not comfortable with it, I will just stop. Yeah, so Inverness, involuntary. I can't really, like, teach you the ritual. Like, it's all in my head. I'm getting it, like, pressed into my brain from, like, the Eldritch plane. So, like, I mean, I kind of have to run it. Like, it has to kind of go through me. If it was your ritual, I would be happy to let you do it. But if you don't know how to do it, it's going to be kind of hard to teach. It's kind of one of those, like, sense memory things that I can't really, like, explain out loud because I'm not even entirely certain what I'm going to be doing during this whole ritual. Like, there may be some interpretive dance. I'm not entirely certain.
Give me a deception check.
I'm much better at this than persuasion.
25. He just kind of looks you over. Well, that is disappointing. I do not know if I am comfortable with the lot of you, or you in particular, interacting with the shrine if you are not certain of your own capabilities with it, or what will be fully involved enough to show me.
Well, I mean, it's like all just kind of flows through me. Like, I'm kind of the conduit. Like, it's more that than... I mean, we're gonna, like, make the anchor stronger. Like, that's the whole point. It's like, it's called a ritual fortification. It would be weird if it did anything else.
If you are merely serving as a conduit of divine energy in this instance, that is something I'm perfectly capable of serving as.
Oh, can Eldath communicate to you through your head?
Crucif does.
Can Crucif do the ritual then?
Crucif has not given me the specifics or any indication that this is needing to be conducted.
So you can't channel the divine powers for the ritual fortification then?
You watch as there's suddenly a beam of wispy white energy peeling off of the pillar and just kind of attaching them almost like a tether. I am capable of channeling great power, especially in this domain.
But do you know how to do the ritual fortification?
I do not know of the specific ritual you are referring to.
Do you know
We are
a
just
ritual
needing-
to fortify it?
I know of several different rituals.
Will
We
it
are
make
merely
the
amassing
anchor
power
stronger?
and trying to bolster this. I know of one that could serve that purpose.
It could or definitely will, because the one I've got definitely will.
The one I am thinking of will not damage, runs no risk of damaging.
Well, I mean, no risk, no reward. Like, you don't get something for nothing. You gotta fucking
And
risk it to get the biscuit.
the more assistance we have,
Yeah, like,
and I
they're gonna
gesture
chip
to
in.
him,
The
and then I
fucking
gesture to
chatty dragon
him,
skin
too.
fella in the back. These two.
just chatty.
Go ahead and give me one more persuasion check at advantage, because you had help.
It's also I'm better at deception.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. Can Loki do anything? No, Loki has nothing for this. There's just kind of this pause, almost like he's thinking about it. He's thinking
I
of
mean,
what you're
ask,
saying.
ask Crucif if it's cool. Like, hey, Crucif, you gave these three the blessing. And
As
this
he
dude's here too.
pauses, so as he pauses, I'm gonna suggest, well, we will all be involved in this ritual in one way or another. So if you decide that you, or if you get the feeling that we're not going the direction you want us to, we'll essentially all be vulnerable. And it seems like if you're, able to defend the anchor, then that would be your chance if you deem that necessary.
Also, if you want to protect the anchor, the more help, the better. So if you say no, we destroy you, and then we do the ritual, we're one person short. Whereas if you're like, hey, these people have my God's blessing, this is ultimately the right thing to do, let's fucking get it on, then you're another person kicking in, and you're like super tight with your Eldritch God. So you're going to kick even more into the fucking stew pot. And this whole fucking fortification ritual is going to go off like fucking gangbusters, and everything's going to be great.
Here's what we're gonna do. Finn's going to do the ritual, and you're going to help. Or not. I don't care. If you don't get out of the way,
What's up, Charlie?
I'm going to crush your skull into so many pieces, I cannot even stand it.
He's super impatient. But basically correct.
Is he scared?
Give me an intimidate check. That was the intent. Give me one.
I love that. Is he scared?
Boo.
And the whole time
Oh my
He's
god.
got to be kind of.
Tez was doing that, I just stood next to him with pointing with my thumb and nodding my head. Yep.
I'll count that as a help action. Give me another one to make it advantage, Tez.
Okay.
Just in case.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
well, we're gonna let the 24 ride then.
Oh, geez.
He just kind of looks over you. the mage's argument about your vulnerability bears weight. Proceed with your ritual. I will contribute in whatever way I can, and if it looks as though you are doing something untoward to the anchor, or risking failure and damaging it, well, you will all be vulnerable. And
Yeah.
he kind of just floats to the side a little bit and
Thank
is
you.
no longer blocking the path directly to the ritual site.
Come on, everyone. Good.
All right, guys. All right. Need some chalk.
Oh.
Ample quantities of red leaf. Chalk's for the ritual. Red leaf is for me.
Oh man, this is crazy looking.
So, basically, yeah, it's exactly how I wrote it out. Finn, you'll be channeling this ritual. Everyone can find some way to try and contribute, whether it's, pledging yourself to one of the old gods, or contributing spell energy of some kind, or any kind of emotional power. The three with blessings can potentially just give up the blessing or use the blessing to channel whatever they want into it for an easier time. And every successful check will lower the DC by 5.
Nice.
At which point, Finn will make a charisma saving throw, and then we'll see what happens with the energy.
On the upside, charisma saving throws, much like deception, are also my jam.
Yep. It's almost like I wrote these mechanics to try and play to your guys' strengths. Because had it been
Athletics.
one of the twins, it would have been a wisdom save.
Ooh.
Oh, I think that might be my lowest stat.
All right. So, but you have the knowledge essentially of there isn't chalk that needs to be arrayed out or anything like that. It's essentially just opening up the well of power that's within you. Normally a very limited well, but allowing yourself to essentially act as kind of like a lightning rod before pushing this energy. So,
Hey guys, we need to sit in a circle.
Yeah.
Light
To
some
break the fourth
incense.
wall, you're essentially spirit bombing. So,
Sure.
but Finn takes a pose and opens up the power. Who would like to try and contribute something, and what would you like to try and contribute?
I had an idea.
Okay, I love ideas. Pitch me.
Okay. So I'm thinking call lightning, but I'm just trying to channel like the power of a 6th level storm into it.
The power of a 6th level storm. All right. I'm going to say...
Realize it is me, right?
Yes, he is. It is. It very much is. Go ahead and... Ooh, what do I want to make this skill check? What do you think Tyler would be trying... What skill of Tyler's do you think you are trying to channel best in this moment? Are you just doing like straight up spell attack, or is there like a sense of emotional insight into this, or pitch me the check you want to make here? How about that?
Okay.
That goes for the rest of you. Think about what check you're trying to do here.
I was thinking just like raw power that comes from
Primal energy.
yeah.
All right. Give me a spell attack then. So I think it's just wisdom plus your proficiency, or d20 plus your spell attack modifier. Because you have the blessing accrusive, go ahead and make that with advantage.
Ooh.
22 is higher than 17.
It is.
You guys watch as there's suddenly, you're in this cave that's lit up. There's no weather effects or anything because you're in a cave. And there's suddenly just a spiral of storm cloud energy about 100 feet above you, swirling, and with a mighty crack, you watch as multiple lightning bolts converge at a single nexus point right above Finn, and right as they're about to strike him, just stop and begin to crackle with energy in a roiling, almost like a storm sphere, right above him. As one contribution has been made, the DC is now at 30.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, guys.
One down. Who wants to go next?
I'm gonna do something similar, and try to cast Wall of Force at 6th level.
Wall of Force, an interesting one since it's literally meant as a fortification.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say, I'm deciding whether I want this to be because it's Wall of Force isn't necessarily a spell attack usually, so I'm not sure I want to do that. But I have something else I want you to do an Arcana check for. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check real quick.
Okay.
24. You, as you're readying the power to throw this 6th level spell in here, and you immediately recognize you have the power that you can force into this and make this contribution. And then there's kind of a click in the back of your mind, like subconscious realize something. Your specialty is chronomancy. If you get the sense, you have two ways of contributing. You could do this, you could contribute just raw, spell energy and lowering the DC. You could also potentially contribute energy more of a chronomantic nature and instead change the outcome of the final roll that Finn's going to have to make. And essentially, he'll get a re-roll on it if something goes bad. But you get the sense you can pick one or the other.
So mechanically,
either I'll have you either roll a spell
5.
attack. Yeah, either you'll roll a spell attack now and you'll contribute the -5 to the DC, or you can contribute chronomantic energy, in which case you'll still burn the 6th level slot.
Right. Yep.
You'll make another Arcana check, and then after that, if it succeeds, Finn will get essentially a re-roll. So he can choose whether or not to do it or not. But he would have the option of, essentially inspiration in this ritual.
Right. Okay, so really quick, in Droth's mind would be quickly, like, he's pretty sure the priest Inverness is gonna make it. Inverness, is that his name?
Inverness.
And there's Loki with the blessing and Taylor with the blessing. So they're pretty good. I'll go with the reroll. That's my jam. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me one more Arcana check then. If you have anything you want to do to change that, I'm allowing it.
Can I chrono shift that?
Absolutely. Manipulate your own magic as you're trying to manipulate your magic.
Yeah. as I kind of aspirate, cough on. Yep. As I was about to.
There you go.
That's better.
Yeah. The Play-Doh started coming a little funky out of there. You had to stop it immediately and redo it. So, yeah. You as you were about to release this, still mark off a 6th level slot for doing this. But yeah, you managed to adjust and essentially change this from a power of force that you were intending, and instead a power of possibility. And Finn, you feel a bit of a different flush than what you did when Tyler channeled this energy into. You feel the potential of another reroll. a chance to change an outcome should the worst happen.
Mm.
Who's next?
If there's ever a time for me to actually finally use that Ring of Wish, I could use it to
Don't you
duplicate
dare.
that. What? I could use it to cast a Wall of Force the same, basically, to help fortify this.
True.
But you got the
And-
blessing of Crucive. You could just give that up.
And I was going to use the Blessing of Crucive to assist in that, if that's possible.
So,
If that would
what
help.
I'm going to say, the Blessing of Crucive will allow you, because you have the blessing, you can kind of choose what you want to give up to it. If you choose to give up a 9th level wish, and literally, using that power of that ring in any way, shape, or form, the blessing wouldn't be needed for that to succeed. Essentially, like, you'd be doubling down on something you don't necessarily, using too many resources at that point. So, like, the blessing's going to help you regardless of what you choose to do. If you want to use the blessing on an automatic success, pretty much, that is up to you, but there are other options you could use that for.
Because I know my roles is the only reason that I'm considering using that. So I'm thinking, like, try and roll, and if I fail, use the blessing to fortify that as a win, if that's an option.
So if you were to use the wish in that ring, there wouldn't be a roll necessary. Like, that's what I'm getting at, essentially.
Okay.
You would not have to roll because you're using something of such a magnitude that it's just going to work. I'm not going to make you roll, giving up, a 9th level resource.
Okay.
It's just an automatic success in that case. The blessing will give you advantage on whatever else you choose to roll. So, it's kind of a waste at that point.
Okay. So yeah, I think I will use one of the 2 uses of that ring and cast the Wall of Force at 9th level.
I would have,
Benefit this.
and I'm not to change your mind, but I would have mentioned to the group as well as we start that I am able to, sort of rewind time briefly if anyone falters, and I can still do that a couple of times.
Yeah, and this isn't
So-
happening like in bullet time, so you like
Right.
your
Yeah. If we
reaction
take,
being
as long as
you
we
have this
take,
ability.
a beat between each person's attempt. So, hopefully that might be able to overcome some people's unluckiness.
I know my unluckiness is far too great for
Oh,
important
come on,
stuff.
though. You want to. Where's the fun in not gambling?
Okay, fine. Fuck it.
You
I'm
know
gonna
you
gamble.
wanna.
I'll fucking gamble it then. I'll just use my blessing and save the wish.
Gamble.
What is Taylor thinking about as he's trying to contribute to this then? The blessing's all about emotions. So what emotions are Taylor feeling?
Just the thing he's thinking about the most right now is the love he has for his sister and his family.
Okay.
And if
Go
he
ahead
can
and
use
give
that-
me. We're gonna make that an insight check.
Love check.
Okay, and if this all goes bad, it's all on everybody else because y'all both.
We'll
Actually,
take it.
hold on. We'll see. Yeah, insight check at advantage.
All right, here we go. See, I blame every one of you motherfuckers. All of y'all.
That's fantastic.
There's a bit of a tug as you try and contribute to this. Well, before
know
we
if
can
that
even get to
works
that, yeah, before we can
with
even get to it,
advantage.
I'm gonna allow it.
If
I'm gonna allow it.
if I
He's
notice,
blessed
if
and
I
in a hallowed
notice him,
spot. Go right ahead. Yeah.
if I've
roll
noticed
it again,
him
Taylor.
being faltering slightly, I don't know if that's advantage yet or
Yeah,
if
it's
it's just a straight
he'll
roll.
make it again an advantage.
Let's
Okay.
go.
So
So close.
I told you my rolls in these kinds of situations are awful.
That's fantastic.
But you said, let's all gamble. All right. This is all on you.
There's
had
fun in
nothing to do
failure.
with
It's worth it.
It's
Yeah.
even better because I'm
worth
going to
it.
ask you. I'm going to ask you this question. You feel as you're trying to contribute, like it's just on the cusp, and you feel the tug of this blessing.
Let's go.
Would you be willing to sacrifice the blessing to allow this to succeed?
Yes.
You feel like you still feel the love for your sister. You feel that like intricate bond that you've been, basking in for the last not 24 hours. It's no longer as prevalent in your mind as it breaks and adds a 5 to your roll.
Nice.
Hasn't come up. It hasn't come up yet because there's only 3 of you with the bond or with the blessing, but it's always been an option. Yeah. You give up your blessing of Crucive. You don't feel like you're radiating in the love anymore. You still feel the love for your sister, and you know that you are loved. Like you have that emotional security, but it's not like a warm cloak on you anymore. But you feel your contributions succeed as well. The DC is now 25.
I still blame the rest of the crew. This is all out of character. This was all your fault, by the way.
happy
You
to take the win.
have to have fun with failure sometimes. Like
But I fail so often, it's becoming a nuisance.
At this point, it's just a meme.
I mean, basically.
Exactly.
It's all good.
I have a
Question.
rule I want to pitch to you guys after this. We'll get to that, but yeah. Go ahead.
Just with the spell casting and stuff like that, would you consider me concentrating on a spell or anything like that during this?
No, the
Okay.
energy is basically immediately given up.
So, yeah. So noticing as Taylor, seemed noticing his body language, how he nearly failed or had a difficult time with that. Whoever goes next, I'm gonna give him some encouragement and give him guidance. I don't know whether that applies or not. Completely up to you. But that's this is just Drost's way of tipping the scales in any way possible. So
I'll say a little bit of that, the
in there.
emotional security. The roles succeeded at this point.
Yep. Yeah, just talking about the next person who
Yeah.
if
You're
Taz,
you're absolutely able
someone
to
goes
offer up guidance. I'm gonna say as you're doing this, you're offering this selflessly up after you've already contributed and everything. All of you kind of bask a little bit in that, and like Tyler, you still have your blessing, and Loki still has his blessing. You already kind of feel that like emotional security blanket over you right now. Taylor, you just lost yours, and you feel a little bit of it come back. Like just a little bit, like almost like a pat on the shoulder, like it's all right, it's everything's fine, and all of you kind of feel that too.
Oh,
Well, that's 3. Who else would like to contribute?
oh, I'll walk forward with my hammer and look really confused.
Mhm.
Have very
Oh,
good
Tez, we're
control.
sitting in a circle.
I'll sit. I'll look around.
Are we really sitting in a circle? Did we do that,
Yes.
the ritual?
Nice. Oh, I look around very confused because I can't control my magic at all. So I'll use bolstering magic.
I'll use bolstering magic. I think Tez would do that because it's the only thing he can do magically that can he can control. So I'll
Mhm.
cast bolstering magic and I'll touch Finn, who's I guess in charge of the ritual. So for 10 minutes, the creature can roll a d3 when making an attack roll or an ability check and add the number rolled to the d20 roll.
Let me ask you this then, as Tez offers this up. Is this coming from now? Tez feels this tug as he tries to offer up a power that he doesn't always have full control over.
Oh, okay.
And he feels this energy welling up into his hand as he reaches out to touch Finn.
Ooh.
And there's just an odd feeling in his gut that there's maybe a little more that he could give than he's probably used to. Would you like Tez to offer up bolstering magic as the intended effect with that rolling a d3, or would you rather it try to contribute towards reducing the DC?
Oh, I would rather do the second one.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I can do that.
Oh, that's good.
23. Let me ask you this. How much would Tez be willing to give up to make sure that this succeeds?
I think at this point, as soon as he let loose bolstering magic and the reason for it changed so quickly and he realized it, I think he probably would stand up with the hammer. So at this point, I'm standing up with the hammer, and when I realize that, I think Tez would probably look at everyone and
He give up everything. We've made it this far. I go the distance.
Would you give up goat's milk the rest of your
I'm
life?
Dairy allergy.
I will not give up goat's milk.
I'm going to
That's
say
not-
I was gonna have you roll originally, but with that
Lactose
answer,
intolerance.
I would like you to pick a number between 1 and 4. Actually, no, 1 and 5. I'm not going to tell you what this is for. I want you to just pick a number. Whether or not, 1 is worse or 1 is better is going to be a mystery until you pick one.
3.
You take 3 levels of exhaustion, and the DC is lowered by 15.
Damn.
Tez!
So I
We
immediately
have to carry
take
you out of
3
here.
levels. Oh fuck!
You
I
are
am
immediately
tired.
everything. So for you right now, your speed is halved and everything is at disadvantage.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Okay.
Oh, I think Tez will
But-
collapse.
You just
you don't look good,
massively lowered that DC.
Ooh.
Something about the way your magic in particular interacts with a prison of Demogorgon. Yeah, there's just something a little too in sync with it, and it's
Oh.
when Tez initially reaches out and gives out that bolstering magic effect, trying to control something he never gets to control himself. It's almost like a hose that just starts going, and you're like, "Oh, that's cool." And then you start realizing the hose, whatever's coming out of the hose, has to come from somewhere. So you start giving more and more and more in that sense of you're wanting to help your friends. You're finally getting the chance, and then just a sense of caution immediately clamps, and you're like, "Hold on, what is this?" And you stop before it's too late.
Didn't Tez's... I don't know how much of this we know in character, but yeah, didn't Tez's magic come from the Mystics?
Tez's magic comes
Or-
from... Yeah, I don't know if he's told you guys that
In some
necessarily
way?
yet.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
totally not...
Tez's magic came from a ritual done by the Mystics of Magic. And something odd has gone on with his tie to Demogorgon. So, but he tapped into a power he didn't know he had full access to and almost gave up his entire life force.
But the little fucking energy ball for this ritual
Just
is now
skyrocketed.
gigantic.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
the energy ball just skyrocketed.
Oof.
And-
Goat's milk for life, Tez.
Oh, I love goat's milk. Oh, I'm tired.
You take a nap, buddy.
Okay.
Finn, you get the sense, with your charisma save modifier, you have to literally just not roll a 1, and you have a reroll. If there was any time to kick off a ritual.
Yeah, I think after that, it's fucking fire in the hole.
So
Fucking
go
A.
ahead. Go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw. And if by some unfortunate miracle you roll a 1, you can re-roll it.
Alright. Definitely not a 1.
On a natural 20,
Oh yeah.
you're controlling this massive well of energy. Your magic is normally pretty limited. Like you get to wield power, in a very precise and particular way. You've seen some of the stuff that your companions can do, and you don't always get to necessarily match them in power. Like maybe frequency, because how Eldath gives it back to you, but it's very rare you get to treat with energies of this magnitude. And then there's almost this immense power rush going through you of like when you're almost like when you're touching one of those like the lamps that they have at Spencer's, like the electric lamps, the feeling of electricity tingling through your hand, but it's through every nerve ending on your body as you're feeling like more power in your hands and more potential in this moment than you ever could have imagined. What does Finn want to do with this energy?
I'm gonna make this fucking anchor indestructible. I'm fucking beefing it the fuck up.
You plunge this energy into the anchor, and whereas you feel like there would have been some kind of resistance, this anchor already has its own internal energy source. It's part of what Inverness was talking about. Tampering with this source would have, even if you're trying to use that energy to strengthen it, would have potentially weakened it. And instead, you are not just strengthening it, you're almost overriding the entire energy source inside of this pillar. Whatever the gods themselves had put in here first has now been so bolstered by the power that you have submitted to not be recognizable in the way that they had wrought originally on this spot. And the pillar changes from this pure white marble. You watch as cracks start to appear, but not cracks of destruction, not cracks of breaking. Almost like veins of energy wreathing around it, pulsating with more energy than it knows what to do with, as there is suddenly a release of power all around you. All of you have all of your spell slots restored. Tez, you're no longer at 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, good.
Natural 20 will fucking do it.
Hell yeah.
An immense release of energy, and this beam of purple-pink light shoots into the sky, into the center of this cave. As everything kind of dies down, you still feel this like crackling in the air, the smell of ozone, like too much energy in the air. As everything kind of returns to normal a little bit, the flowers almost seem to be like crackling with electricity in spots. And you feel the ritual was an overwhelming success. This marble plinth that now has veins of a very familiar to Finn yellow gold energy, almost similar to an alien eye in spots,
Ooh.
wreathing around it, empowering it and fortifying it against any attempts to resist it. This pillar cannot be broken, except by a divine entity itself.
Ooh.
Oh, there
Good
we go,
shit,
guys.
boys.
I think it worked.
And
What do you think,
Viernus just
Inigo
kinda looks,
Montoya? You happy?
how did you manage this? Power like this is unheard of in this day and age.
It's a Tuesday
The power
for
of
me.
friendship.
We're famous. We're the Lion Pack.
He looks over at Tyler and
The
goes,
wolf
I know
pack.
you said that as a joke, because I do understand humor, but I hope you realize you did just prove that right.
A shrug.
Well, I must congratulate you on a job exceedingly well done. This pillar, I believe, is no longer in danger of being threatened by anything less than Demogorgon himself. And he would have to break free in order to break it.
Ooh.
Yep. Oh, he's gonna be so pissed at us.
You don't have a job anymore.
So, to give a mechanical representation, just so you guys are aware, this ritual mechanic of lowering the DC is pretty much the same mechanic I have for Demogorgon breaking out of prison. Every time something happens to one of the anchors, the DC for him breaking out goes down, and every certain amount of days he gets to make an attempt to try and break free. What you just did ensures that this pillar cannot be broken, that DC cannot be below a certain threshold now.
Yes.
Next.
Yep. Now we gotta get to the other ones.
It would seem you have much work ahead of you then. Might I offer a shortcut back to the surface?
Hell yes.
That would be wonderful.
And fucking thank you, by the way, dude, for not getting in the way of that thing. I was like pretty sure we were gonna have to blow you up.
Truth be told, I was watching to see if I would be needed to conduct energy into this, or if I needed to intervene and prevent whatever it was you were attempting. However, several of you were quite selfless in your giving of power and energy, and it appears my fears were unfounded. I will apologize for my objections to this. I hope you understand where they were coming from, but I am glad to have seen you succeed.
Hey, did you end up on the fucking winning team in the end? So we're all
Just
good.
do your job.
Well. And he opens his hand, and you watch as just a little pearl of pink magic opens and then splits into a massive arcane gate. This will take you to the surface, to the opening that you entered the catacombs from.
Fuck yeah.
Let's get out of here.
I gotta find those other anchors.
I wish you well in your endeavors. And he just kind of gives a very solemn bow.
I bow back.
And if there are any
Excited.
of the faithful still living, please tell them to come visit. Do not tell them of my existence, but tell them they should attempt the trials.
We will.
We were never here.
Wish we had more time to chat.
Well, it seems you will have busy days in your future. So long. And he kind of goes back to his spot as you guys enter into the arcane gate. And all emerge back at the Garden of Crucive.
Surrounded by light blades. Oh.
Not quite. Everyone give me a perception check as you guys
where's
emerge
all
into
the
this.
treasure.
Right.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. Doing hot. Alright. Tez and Finn don't realize it. Or don't notice it immediately. Tyler, Drost, and Taylor. You hear the sounds of the city as you guys emerge into the Garden of Crucive, this little area of the lake that you guys were by the nameless statue of the maiden. And there's the sounds of the city out there, but you hear it as normal. And then you hear, like, screaming off in the distance. Way off in the distance, like, probably not anywhere near you guys. And you kind of look over in that direction, and there's just a couple of smoke columns, like, gotta be miles out at this point, like in distance from where you guys are at, but going high enough into the sky that they can be seen. And then you notice it. You guys went in there. It's Empire Day. You guys all noticed it that morning that there were airships above the sky, flying above the city. There aren't now.
Okay.
For sure, we gotta go check some things out.
Why do you guys all look so
What's wrong?
alarmed?
What's going on?
I just point.
Yeah,
Oh, the sky.
I'm just looking up.
Yeah, the smoke. Where are
Yeah,
the
what
airships?
direction's the smoke in?
The smoke is mostly off to the north and northeast.
And where did we park the Rebel Yell?
The Rebel Yell was originally at the dock down the Bay Road, but you had them leave to go, just fuck off for a little bit,
Oh, that's right.
so that they didn't have to stay in an Imperial-held port for too long. But you're aware that they're within, they've got to be within a day's journey, so. But yeah, as soon as it's pointed out, you also notice the lack of military air power that previously was here.
It's
And we
peculiar.
are. I apologize. We are out of the city a ways, or we are still.
No,
in the
you're
city?
you're in the Garden of Crucive, in the center
Right.
of the city.
Okay. Yeah, I figured so.
Yeah, smack dab in the middle of the city where you guys went into the catacombs.
Is there someplace close around that we could get up higher so we can get a better vantage on why it's smoking?
Or,
You could
find a
potentially
guard or something
get to,
like that and talk to
yeah,
them.
you could get to one of the edges of the city, like the walls. There are some walking paths around there. If you're just looking for guards or something to figure out what's going on, you can definitely flag someone down.
Yeah, man, they're people around.
Yeah, there's a couple groups of people kind of looking off at the direction of the smoke and mumbling to themselves. If you want to get close and ask.
Yeah.
So couldn't we
Well,
get
okay.
Frost and his griffin thing to fly up there and take a look?
He could very well fly on his Periaton, but that might attract some attention.
Yeah.
I know.
I could-
I
It's a
could be a
thought.
bird.
I
Yeah,
could tell Elvis to go take a peek too.
that's true.
Yeah, I guess I'll just do that. I'll fucking.
All right, not in asking one of the random groups here.
I mean,
Oh, some
Hey,
of us
yeah.
that are.
you guys know what the fuck that is?
Did you not see the light earlier?
No.
There was this big blast of purple, pink energy that shot right at the ships. They just went down over towards the bay.
Oh shit! Those were all the airships crashing.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
you didn't see it?
No, we were in the park smoking weed.
Give
We
me
were
a
doing
Certainly all we were doing.
Give me a deception check.
What does the? I can't remember. Does my hat do anything for deception?
I don't think it does.
I think it's just it's just intimidation and persuasion.
Intimidation and persuasion, I think.
That's all right.
Person
Deception will be
attracted.
all right. And that's why I was asking, because if they wanted to fucking
Yeah.
get it, then I get advantage. But I just rolled a natural 20, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, they fully believe that you were in the park smoking weed.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my gosh, smoking weed in the park on Empire Day? Guards! Guards!
What? I am a
Oh
guard.
my god, you narc.
Great.
With that 30, I am a guard. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to your homes. This isn't safe. Stop gawking. Did you have anything to do with those ships crashing?
No, and they all leave. They just scatter like roaches.
Oh, light blade.
I don't like them.
All right. So we shot down all those ships.
Yeah.
Counts.
Seems like
Oops.
the defenses are in place.
Yeah. Apparently they don't like airships.
I hope there were no innocent people.
There's no innocence in the Imperial Army. They signed up for that shit. They may not know they're trying to support a fucking otherworldly entity destroying everything they know, but they're still doing it, so fuck them.
Good call. Now what?
All right. Yeah, where are you guys off to?
Well, I guess what's the time frame on the Rebel Yell coming back? Is it gonna be gone for a day and come back? I don't remember how we left. I assume we would have made some sort of we'll do
Yeah,
X and then you do this, or wait 2 days, or
Basically, they were told to return in 3 days unless they heard from you. You guys have ways of getting in contact with them to let them know, hey, circle back around and we'll, get with you guys if you need to.
Yeah. Do we have an inn? Do we have an inn? We staying someplace, or we
you
just like
have
get to town and like get
you
to
have
work?
Molly's estate down in
Oh, that's right.
Redcliffe that you've been staying at.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, I just say we go back there and fucking kick it until Rebel Yell comes back, or we can message him, tell him to
Agreed.
head back. I guess we could plan out our next, I guess, anchor that we want to go after.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We have like at least rough locations for them, right?
Yeah, you do, in fact. Be over. Yeah, so you're aware the prison is supposed to be somewhere under Light Rock Isle, which is at the capital. So that's the kind of the central one. You guys are at Jewel City, which now is fully secure. There's the one out in the mountains west of Oasis, and then there's one up in the Northern Territories somewhere, and one deep in the East Water Sea. And if I recall, I think you guys got basic info about them.
Well, was there was something about we were avoiding the one in the north for a reason, or was
For like,
there?
I think temporarily, because I think Avandre's.
Avandre was going to discuss
Yeah,
getting
he
you guys
wanted-
access to the north.
Yeah,
Because it's like
yep.
the, like the legitimate heir, right?
Yeah.
Is up there hiding.
Yep. Yeah, you guys have now interacted enough that the North might be a little interested in meeting you guys. More importantly, if you were to just fly up there, you'd get immediately destroyed. So he's working on getting you guys legitimate ways to get up there without getting shot down. And that way he can, A, get you guys up to that northernmost point, and B, have you meet with the people there up at Stonefall Keep.
Well, I say fuck water levels, so let's go to the desert.
Agreed.
Yeah, you have a vague idea of where the Hellgate is.
I agree.
Yeah, I've been working on a spell that should be able to let everyone, if need be, breathe water. But
That's
I'm
cool.
still
I also
getting
think,
material
Finn, you
for
can
that.
literally breathe underwater because of the coat.
Oh, I have the coat. Oh, I do. No, I don't have the coat on.
Oh, that's right. No, Taylor has the coat, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he's not wearing it. So I'm thinking about reshuffling up my fucking attunements and gear and whatnot.
Definitely an
Right?
option.
Because you're not wearing that coat, are you?
I don't remember the coat, honestly.
Okay.
It's in the identified items, the coat of the traveler, studded leather armor.
Yeah, I just gotta check my attunements because that would basically, and then on next level I can shuffle up my invocations.
All right.
Because I won't need armor shed as if I have a armored coat.
Well, let's say you guys head back to Molly's estate and start going over that stuff. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute bio while you guys figure that stuff out.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right, get the attunements and everything sorted.
No, I'll do that on next level up. No, I
Alright.
got it all figured out. Yeah. Yes, I can. I can just drop the fire protection ring and put on the coat. So
Yeah, probably don't need that as much, right?
yep, nope.
Probably.
Yeah, no, I'm leaving it on until we finish in the desert. Like the Hellgate seems like a ring of fire protection might be good to keep around for a minute.
Could be. Zach, you here? Well, he unmuted, so I'm taking that as a sign he is. Alright, so you guys are all at Molly's estate over in Redcliffe. So what's your guys' move? Who's doing what? Who's reaching out? How you doing it? What's the plan?
I'd probably
Um,
update Avandre to what we were just able to do.
Yeah, you pull out the Cellstone and give him a ring. It does not connect when you try to reach out to him.
Oh yeah, he was busy doing some of that north stuff.
He did say he was going to be a little out of contact for a little bit.
All right. Well, Avandre's busy.
alright. I mean, I said we're just gonna head to the desert, right? Find the Hellgate.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you guys have now been to
Sounds like a
Oasis,
plan.
so
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, to say, I think I have a list somewhere
I
of
might
the
have tree
coordinates
stride.
I have for teleportation circle.
you do have a teleportation circle that you can get to in Oasis.
Oh yeah.
Wait. That's
We don't have to wait for
that's
the rebel
the
yell.
tower though. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
use it.
the Tori and Fiona that you
Mhm.
fought the torch in.
I'm assuming
Oh,
You have
shit,
the
yeah.
you could get there. Yeah.
Yeah, after he took off, somebody squatting in his old house.
Only one way to find out.
I guess we'll find
Right.
out.
and I forget,
Then we
was
wouldn't have to
there
wait for the
a
rebel yell.
right? And I mean, it saves I don't know how many couple days probably to
Probably.
go from here to there.
Yeah, this has got to be phenomenal for my fucking weed budget. Teleporting instead of fucking days on a flying ship. Jesus.
Did we have, was there a teleportation circle in the oh
The
no, we
Archmage's
flew
Tower?
here.
Or
No, although that's not a bad idea to go check that out, but sorry, the mansion, the estate that we're staying in.
no, there is not a
No,
teleportation
that
circle
was
here.
just we were yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you guys got here the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want, we can just gate to Oasis.
Well, there's the
Like,
Hellgate's like out in the mountains, right?
Yeah, I mean,
best you guys know, the Hellgate is somewhere off in the mountains to the west of Oasis.
So we might want our flying ship to help explore
That's
the
a good point.
mountains. Well, I guess it's 2 days getting stoned. And then we'll go.
we
there.
want to have them meet us there while we try to ask around.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good plan. Good call, Trusty.
I'm just like kind of like paging through my book, like just eager to. I was like, oh man, an excuse to cast teleportation circle. Yeah, sweet. Let's do it.
That's an option. I don't know if there's any, like, if you guys have any way of getting in contact with the Rebel Yell and just have them meet. Oasis, like, it technically is a port town because there's river access. So, theoretically, if you were able to get in contact with them, they could sail all the way down and then meet you somewhere over there to, fly over.
What's the? I have completely lost track of the time of day. Are we?
Oh
where are
yeah,
we at?
fuck. What time is it?
By this point, late afternoon. You guys were down there for several hours.
Oh no, I can with the ritual, I can swap out one spell preparation.
That's true. You can.
So I could, in just a few minutes, I could prepare sending and send a message to the cap or the what's this called, the first mate or whoever's in charge
Rulo,
of right now.
the bosun.
That's perfect.
I mean, I'll just, if we know what we want to tell them to, casually, inconspicuously make their way to Oasis, and we'll meet them there in, like, what, 2 days or however long they think it'll take.
Well, just tell them to get the Oasis as soon as they can, and we'll be there.
Sure. Yeah,
and we'll link
just
up.
we'll be in touch from then.
Yep.
Yeah, done.
All right. Yeah, you're able to cast sending. So you're just to make sure you're telling him just meet you in Oasis, or you'll get in contact with them.
Yeah,
meet
make
us in
your way to
Oasis and we'll find them.
Okay.
And then we'll reach out the same way once we're there. So stay low key.
Rulo replies and just says, "Aye, we'll meet you in Oasis. It'll be probably about 2-3 days for us to get there, even flying. That area is a little harder to fly around due to Imperial presence, but we'll make it."
All right. In that case, if there's anything anyone's planning, do we? So okay, we teleport to the tower. Are we? I don't remember seeing stairs. Oh, we could literally just jump off, and I could feather fall us down. Because there's a big hole in the side of it, right? That
there is, in fact, a big hole in the side of it.
Well, there was last time we were there.
Well,
it's been a couple weeks, right?
It's been like a week-ish. That's a very good point. Hold on. How far do I have to scroll up my notes to see?
Well, so put it this way. If we get there and we just can't find a way out, worst case is we just
blow a hole in the side, jump off.
Yeah, exactly. Or we can use the teleportation circle again to go somewhere else.
Or maybe we're just lucky enough to find a window. If we have to blow a hole in the side, that's just going to make things worse. I'd say at least try for a window first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So
Damn.
I can...
it's been like 2 days.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So there's very little time.
Yeah, no. You guys made it down in like record time because of a tailwind from Corda to Jewel City. From the last, so it's been not even 48 hours. It's probably going to be 48 hours, like close to the time you get back, like get to Oasis, but it has not been yet.
All right. So whenever we're all ready, I'm gonna. Oh, that's 50 gold spell components. I gotta mark that. Presumably, I would have had the foresight to buy the specific books and inks and gems and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
If not, we're still in town. Technically, we could just grab it.
Yeah, that is true. We could probably source those pretty easy. Yeah. So unless there's anything to do here, Tez, you want to grab that goat's milk? Bring it with us.
I'll bring all the
Definitely.
goat's milk I can grab.
Give me an athletics check.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say
Goody goat.
advantage because you're kind of flush with energy after
I'm jacked up.
after all of that. Yeah, you're a little jacked up.
Oh man, what a bummer.
The second you go to reach for it, you're like, I have all this energy, I can do this, and you go to reach up and grab like all 4 of them, and as soon as you do, your muscles remind you, oh no, we were exhausted very badly not even an hour ago. We have energy, we do not have, we still have fatigue, and you immediately have to set down. Like, you can hold your normal strength, you can hold 1 on each shoulder. Yeah, that's about it. You can bring 2.
I'll bring these 2. I don't feel like taking the others right now.
Just leave me here in Molly's house.
Oh.
Giant barrel of milk fermenting in his sitting room.
Be
In the heat.
be some
yeah.
cottage cheese by the time you guys get back. By the time anyone comes back.
Ugh.
That's how I got so big and strong.
We could always just take the extras down to a bar and say, "Here, free drinks on the house."
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, it won't go to waste that way.
Free milk
but-
on the house.
I mean, why not?
We're buying.
All right.
I'll grab 2.
Yeah, you grab the 2, and
Ah,
anything else before Drosty starts casting teleportation circle?
Where's Jerry?
Jerry is on the ship with everyone.
I just made sure he was okay. Jerry, did you need anything?
Oh, he's not here with you guys. Like, he was on the ship.
Oh, okay. I hope Jerry's okay.
I think he's on the ship. He's
Sure,
probably
it's fine.
fine.
He's probably alive.
He's probably drunk.
He's good.
Yeah, he's probably drunk.
Oh, he is.
I mean, there's no probably. He is drunk.
Yeah, probably. All right. Well, if no one else has anything else, then as you guys, Drost finishes casting a teleportation circle, and you all disappear in a flash as you step through it, and reappear in a very dark, dank, humid, stuffy, like unbearably warm, but mildly more cool room that you have been in like 2 days ago.
There's a good
As-
breeze coming through.
Yeah, there's a bit of a breeze, and it's not quite cold or like cool. It's not even like comfortable here. It's not temperate, but there is a noticeably like the temperature has been steadily dropping in the last 2 days since you've been gone. So it no longer feels like this place is warmed up by like warm magma. It feels like the volcano is probably cooling a little. As you guys appear in the Torre Infierno, I need someone here to give me a D20 luck check, because there's a couple different things that probably could have happened to the tower after you guys left, and I need to know
Y'all
what.
want me
Hi,
to make
Taylor.
that?
Redemption
me to-
tour, do it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was just
okay.
gonna
Let's
say,
go.
All on you.
Sure.
Redemption tour.
Is it a D20?
Yep, D20 luck check.
All right.
8.
Nice.
I blame everybody.
Not as bad as it could have been. Because it's late afternoon, as you guys all appear in a flash, there is, your eyes adjust and everything. You see some soft light for coming in through that opening, and you see like through that opening you guys have in the wall that you made, what looks like one of the little like single-masted airship skiffs that you saw. Like there were a couple of them that were kind of coming to investigate previously when you were leaving. One of them looks to be moored there at the opening. And as you guys all come out here and start looking around, you see one scared-looking Imperial Guard who looks like he was having his lunch on guard duty here, just holding a sandwich.
Hey, buddy.
I don't think anyone's supposed to be here.
Nope.
Or
You
you
are
are using
100%
that circle.
Just passing.
We're actually just leaving.
Uh-huh.
Just passing. We're gonna
And
take
if I
that
try
ship.
to stop you, what happens then?
Oh, let's not go
I
there.
don't know if you want to know that.
Mm-mm. I mean, you know.
Give me an intimidation check.
I mean, do you really want to find out? Is the
With
real
advantage.
question.
Me or him?
Whoever wants to give an intimidation check, feel free.
I
at
mean,
this
I
point.
can. I'm giving the pretty big, like, nice legs you got there. It'd be a shame if something happened to him.
Oh yeah, he takes like everything you guys are saying, and then he just looks at Tez, holding 2 giant barrels of milk.
Yeah.
There's my
One of these
intimidation.
barrels over your head.
You watch as this guard takes 3 calm steps back, turns around, and just continues eating his sandwich.
Good call.
Good one, yep.
Hey, we're gonna borrow your boat.
You see him try, like you see the hand shaking a little bit. He tries not to react. You do understand, like you're essentially stranding him until someone else comes to check on him. But
Oh yeah.
It'll be alright.
I mean, do we need to like knock you around a little bit, or can you sell it that like you put up a fight?
he still doesn't even turn around to acknowledge you guys. He just goes close to one of the pillars and just thunk, and just clocks himself in the head.
There we go.
I mean, hey, if
Good at this.
if they catch us, I promise I'll say you put up a hell of a fight.
Just a shaky thumbs up as he continues eating the sandwich, looking away from you.
An incredibly generous gesture from us. We must have did learn something.
I don't feel very
This is-
good about leaving him.
Why?
This is gonna bite us in the butt. I promise you.
Like
Are you
murdering
sure?
him wouldn't? That would probably
you
be worse.
Sure
That
you
guy's
don't
not
want
gonna
me.
say shit.
Okay. Come on.
I mean, if you really want to kill him, that's fine. But
I don't really want to.
His heart probably tastes good, Tez.
It's just risky. I would eat his heart.
I'd say a lot enough to see if he'd hear me.
Oh,
As we're walking away.
he full on hears, and there's just the like a very soft steam emitting from his feet, from a very like as piss has trickled down his leg and hit the very hot ground in here. His hand, still holding half a sandwich at this point, has not moved from his face. Like he looked like he was mid bite when he heard what you said and just stopped.
Oh, come on. He's not going to tell
Yes.
anybody.
that's mean.
He deserved it. Let's go.
He deserved it.
All right, so you guys go and hop into this one-masted skiff. Who
Big
I'm
tight
assuming,
fit.
yeah, it's a bit of a tight fit. Who's piloting it? I feel like you
Yeah.
probably don't need to ask, but
You guys want me to fly?
I mean, you already have the skill, don't you?
I mean,
feel like is it transfer?
it's a little
that, it's-
different.
it's
But
close enough.
you'll
and
Yeah,
floating
it's
Fuck
down.
it, I can figure it out.
yeah.
Buckle up, kids.
Let's go.
Give me a navigator's check at disadvantage because it is mildly different, and also this boat is fully overloaded. You get the sense this boat was not meant to carry more than like maybe 4 or 5 of these dudes, and one of you is like the size of 2 of them.
I'm big.
What would I roll for this? Because I have the
think-
rebel yell, but that's like its own thing. That's just like Dex plus the bonuses I get from the hat.
Yeah.
So it's just Dex.
Yeah, just Dex.
I can do that.
All right. It's a little tight sometimes, and it takes a little getting used to,
Fine.
keeping it centered, but it's not too bad.
The ground
As soon
where
as
it
you
looks
take
like
off
it's
from there-
coming up because we're going down way too fast.
So, yeah, you take off from the Torre Inferno, and as soon as you do, the first thing you realize, like when you guys were here last time, there was kind of this, like, you were warned of it previously, an arcane barrier kind of surrounding the tower that was preventing, you guys from, or essentially preventing anyone from being able to break into it. But whenever you were going to leave and people were investigating it, it was kind of stopping them from coming in at first. That barrier is fully gone at this point. You're able to just sail on out of here. So now I need to know where you're taking it.
But
I mean, someplace like close down. Where's like the? Do we know very much about this city? We weren't
You
here.
know
bit about
literally nothing
2
about this
minutes.
city. You came here.
Shit.
You were here for maybe an hour, and
We
you did
never
not
left
leave
the
the tower.
tower.
You did not leave the tower
Right.
once. So
yeah.
So does anybody know anything about this town?
We zapped right into the tower.
I designed an entire city expecting you guys to have to research and find a way in, and you got lucky on the 4% chance of getting immediately teleported into the tower, and you nailed it. So
Really
Yeah.
lucky.
I'm having to dig up a several months old document that I didn't get to use, and none of you have this information yet.
Yeah, does anybody know anything about? Do we do any research on this town?
Not really.
Gross.
No.
Mm-mm.
Travis,
don't know
you're
it.
killing
I
me,
feel
man.
let's sit down outside and go explore the city a little bit.
Well, yeah, I guess where though? We don't do we know
Yeah.
where?
Can we see any kind of ports from here?
Give me a perception check, whoever wants to.
I'm driving. You guys do it.
I'm looking all over.
Yeah, find me a good place to sit down.
I'm
Probably
busy
sooner than
books.
later.
Can't be bothered.
Yep. Okay, Taylor, as you start both of you guys start taking looks, what you immediately see, the areas right below you look to have, because you're technically flying an Imperial Guard skiff. It has Imperial Guard colors and a flag flying from the main mast, indicating that you are with the Guard. You guys look down, and it look like 2 different port areas right by the tower. You don't know the names of the flood bridges or the banks yet, but those 2 places on the map look like they have a crap ton more of the ships like this. More than anywhere else you're seeing along the river. So, further down the river, either way, but Finn, you kind of peek over your back and look. Taylor, you're just kind of looking all over the place. Tez, you as well. As you're just kind of looking, there's more and more pleasure craft farther down the river to the south before you hit the city wall, but there's also a lot of what looks like military craft essentially. To the north, there are places on the river to dock, but significantly fewer military presence, much more little skiffs and ferries for citizens like merchants and stuff, just trying to cross the river without going over the bridge. It also looks like to the north of town, as the river leaves the city, it looks like it starts getting a little rougher outside of the walls past there.
Well, I mean, we don't really have to sit down. We can just leave the boat somewhere near the outside and just jump off with Featherfall and be okay. Because I don't want to land anywhere with this craft and deal with people. Hey, what are you doing with that ship?
I'll handle that part.
I mean, if you want to, that's fine.
Which way you going then?
Are there any obvious inns or anything? I guess, yeah. Well, throw
Not from this height.
the hardest
You're a
is in
couple.
here, I
You're a
think.
couple hundred feet in the air
Yeah.
at this point. You'd probably have to start navigating the city itself to figure that out. Immediate look.
Spotting
There
lights,
doesn't look like there's no buildings where these airships and little skiffs and everything ever land. It looks like these are meant to be kind of in the same vein as the Rebel Yell, where it's both a boat and an aircraft. All of these types of ships, they don't dock on buildings or landing pads or anything like that. They are docked in the water.
Can we see any kind of big marketplace?
Oh yeah. To the southwest, you see what looks like a massive marketplace. A whole almost a quarter.
There's
got
got to be places to stay down there, right?
Worth a shot.
Looks good to me.
Is there like a clearing someplace?
There
Or
is
like
not.
is there a big building with like a big roof that we can land on?
Give me an investigation check.
As we just land on, like,
Some dude's house.
the roof of a bank or something.
There are a couple buildings in that section of the city that look like it. Most of the city looks like, or this part of the city, the southwest, looks like it's covered in like cloth roofs, like, almost like a bazaar, where there's not a whole lot of like physical buildings, mostly just stalls with cloth coverings. A couple of these buildings are big enough that you could theoretically probably land that ship on. You get the sense it's going to stick out like a sore thumb because none of these buildings anywhere in the city that you've seen have ships landed on them.
Are there like docks on the riverside?
Yes, there are.
Oh, yeah, except for one of those.
Okay. You head down that way. You looking just finding a spot, any clear spot?
I'm just
or
gonna find any open spot in a like out of the way dock. Like if there's like I said, a long stretch of slips, I'm gonna park right in the fucking middle one. I'm gonna fucking hop out. I'm just gonna walk away.
All right. Give me a stealth check at disadvantage.
Seems hurtful, but I'll do it.
Well, you are flying, you're basically parking a police cruiser and a bunch of not cops are getting out of it, and then just leaving it parked in, like, on the sidewalk, essentially. So,
I like trashing it, just dropping it off. This
to
is
your
my
knowledge,
automobile.
no one really clocks or pays a whole lot of attention to you doing it. So, but you managed to disembark that craft and just leave it there. So,
If there's like a dock attendant, I'll like just toss them the keys.
there
Keep
is
it up
not.
front. Huh.
Yeah, there's no dock attendant, nothing to like actually really moor your boat to. It just kind of stays there. You see these like crystals lining it's not even really a pier, like the side of this river, and you kind of look, and the water flow maybe like 3 feet out from the side of the river is entirely still. It looks like these crystals maybe like keep the water, like, obviously because the river, it does flow to the south. You can very clearly see like there is, a current in the river. Right here for 3 feet on the edge, there is not a current.
Oh, nice. Little river sidewalk.
Basically. Makes it easy for parking. But yeah, you guys disembark and just see a massive open air market for miles at this point. Various, bits of canvas, cloth, every color you can imagine. None of it seems really organized. There's no like it's very rare for you to see like a full building made of like stone or sandstone or anything like that, like a permanent structure. Everything here seems like a stall that, if need be, could probably be packed up and taken, and shipped off with a wagon and moved in the course of like an hour. But just everything down this place. You're seeing exotic cloths, spices, smells that you could not have ever imagined. Various different kinds of like exotic animals, monkeys, things you've only ever like read about or heard about, or seen very rarely out in the wilds. And you just keep hearing and every once in a while you guys hear a language that sounds a bit like common, but very distinctly not. Like its own flair to it as well. Just far enough off that you could probably get the gist of something like one of these people said, but not enough that you'd know exactly what they're saying if they're trying to hide it from you. But
I can't remember. Is this a city you have to like pay to be in, or like have like a permit, or like a citizenship, or like a pass or something?
No,
Okay.
It does not.
You don't have to hide from the police then, like on site.
No, probably not.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, give it time.
But what would you like to do?
I do want to find some place to like stay.
I think
ask
so. I need,
around.
Find
Ask
some
around
place for
where
a fucking base.
I need to
yeah,
put my goat's
halfway
milk
decent.
down.
Probably would
That
be
is
a better
true.
idea to find a space to stay for a night.
All right. So you're looking for some kind of tavern, something like that?
Yeah, tavern inn, and if that's not around, look for somebody who's, lurking around or staying around, or like, I'm sure if this is a bazaar, like ask the vendors, like, hey, you're selling something cool. Do you know some place? If we don't spot an inn or something, like I'll ask somebody if they know of a good place to stay close.
I have a background feature called Safe Haven where I can like look for signs to find operatives that can provide us access with like hidden safe houses, free rooms.
Yeah,
That's right. You have
Sweet.
hold on, I gotta pull that faction info up.
Yeah.
nice.
That's right. You're a member of the exchange. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Finn, you start looking around, and it's almost immediate that you feel looking through this bizarre area. Get just listening over, you get the sense. You understand what this district is called, the Grand Bazaar. It's a massive marketplace. It is also exclusively a marketplace. There are no restaurants. There are no like inns, taverns, anything of that sort. Everything here is either a food stall or some other kind of vendor that's here for however long they're supposed to be here. Tyler, you managed to locate fairly quickly a couple of signs. There is most of the stuff, like the signs here in this area especially, are written in a language you don't quite understand, and it looks like after the fact, like someone went and then added Imperial Common. One thing you guys all understand very quickly looking at these signs, none of these places are named. Like there isn't, a fancy, like a funny name for any of the stalls or anything. All it has is just what goods are sold here. There's no, not even like Gary's Groceries or anything like that. It's just like you find places where it's just named food or, weapons and things like that. No kind of like other identification or anything like that.
I love it here. This is easy.
I got something
Look at that
similar.
one. It says X.
You manage to, yeah, ear to the ground. Yeah, that's true. Both of you managed to get some basic information about the city and where you what directions you kind of need to be pointed to. The exchange does have a safe house over in Al Hadik, which is the like kind of government quarter. They do recommend not going anywhere near there if you're trying to lay low, though. And Taylor, with your information you get from the bounty hunters, you kind of corroborate like best not to hide that close to the scene of wherever all this stuff's been happening. They recommend there's plenty of places that you can stay over in like North Wall or North Bank and Mornwall. Or if you wanted to be a little cheaper and maybe a little less like under scrutiny, you could just leave town and go to like the Riverwalk. Both of your factions, however, will tell you absolutely avoid the pits. That is the like highest concentration of Imperial presence, essentially. So, had you gone had you flown that thing east, you guys would have been probably shot down.
Good to know. Alright, well, I would share that information with the group and be like, well,
I
we
would do
got
the same.
Mornwell, North Bank.
And I'd say, because specifically Taylor's is tailored for your information on like the criminal underground, you get a bit of info, Taylor, about a couple different areas of town as well. The Menagerie down to the southwest is a good spot where if you're wanting to buy any kind of like exotic animal, pets, mounts, anything basically to do with like livestock or pets or anything. Some maybe not as legal as others, but that's between you and the vendor. The area referred to as Dubair over to the west is essentially an unofficial black market. Anything that's not allowed to be legally sold in the city in the Grand Bazaar is sold in Dubair.
I will pass that information on.
I think there was one other. Let me make sure. Oh, they also said or recommended staying away from shady fronds. While other areas like the sand lanes and the Riverwalk are not necessarily like higher security but low income, Shady Fronds is full on a shanty town. So pretty much no Imperial presence there. Highly recommend to avoid that because you're going to be watching your purse the entire time.
Okay.
So, what direction you pick?
Well, I mean, you said North Bank or Mornwall, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're both across the river.
Both across the river. Mornwall has more bridges nearby.
This is true. Mornwall does have bridges. Part of the basic info of the city that you get, obviously you guys have access to a craft that has some markings that you might not necessarily want to be flying or navigating around with. There are like ferrymen that you can just pay to shepherd you across the river if you're not wanting to go up to one of the actual land bridges.
Okay.
So, which one you going to? Navigating through, taking the river and a ferry, navigating on land? What you want to do?
I say we just find a boat, get a ferry across. It's not like we're fucking short on cash.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
Easy enough. You're able to flag down just kind of a flat barge. Guy looks over at your party and the barrels of milk that Tez still has with him. 1 gold for all of you. I'll take you all over.
I will pay the man 1 gold.
All right. You all hop in, and deftly he takes you across the river. No fuss, no comment, no conversation at all. Immediately gets over to the edge. Docks, opens it up. All right, there you go.
There you go. I'll tip him silver and head into town.
Takes it and immediately just starts looking for his next ferry. You guys start going into Mornwall. Pretty obvious as soon as you start going through here. This is kind of a lower to middle class neighborhood. Like there are more sandstone and like stone structures and things like that. A lot of brick and daub, things of that nature. A little more permanent than the Grand Bazaar. But you do see a couple of you're seeing kind of the same thing. Anytime you find a spot that looks like it sells like food or anything like that, or maybe is a shop of some kind, like a little corner store, none of them have names. It's, it just has what they sell listed outside, and that's it. But you do eventually, as you're kind of navigating through here, just, walking through town, you do see a couple that say rooms for rent of that nature.
Yeah, we could probably ask the ferryman too if he would pointed us to in the right direction of a decent place, some clean rooms.
He doesn't have any recommendations for you.
All right.
He's just like, no spot's different from the other around here. It's at least not in Mornwall.
Good enough for me.
I mean, if Mornwall sucks, do we want to go to... Is North Bank fancier?
Based on the info you guys have, North Bank is a little fancier. Fanciest part of town is the Palms. It's the upper class area. But there's also obviously more. As you go up in quality, the Imperial presence goes higher as well. There are more cops around. And as you're kind of walking around, like, you guys go like 15, 20 minutes without seeing a guard as you're kind of navigating through here.
Yeah, not against me.
So yeah, what's the plan? Staying here in Mornwall, moving on to a different area?
I
We
guess
could head to
if
North
we
Bank.
saw, yeah,
I
or
think
if
we
we saw
should,
signs for like house for or like room for rent or whatever, or we would think North Bank will have
True.
more like bigger places.
You've
think
seen
we
a
should
couple
go to North
yeah, you've seen a couple places around here in Mornwall that are like rooms for rent and things like that. Advertising is like how taverns would.
Do we see that would be big enough for all of us?
Yeah, a couple of them. Say probably like the third one you've seen. This big like 3-story structure made out of pure sandstone. Looks like it's got plenty of rooms in it.
That'll work. This is really fun, guys.
I think so.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Sounds
All
good.
right. Yeah, you guys go inside. Guy at the counter just kind of looks. Welcome. How many rooms?
3?
3 rooms, easily enough.
How big are the
how-
rooms?
2 beds each.
Actually, how many rooms you got? Do you have 6 rooms?
Yeah, we have 6 rooms available.
Yeah, so let's take all 6.
Okay. For how long?
I don't know, a week.
Okay. 1 week, 6 rooms. That will be 20 gold.
Yeah, I'll grab my pouch of money and like pull out a big handful of coins and like scrape the platinum back into the bag and like push a pile of silver and like that's like 20 gold. There you go.
Give me an insight check real quick as you hand over the gold.
This guy tries to rob me.
I was gonna say you're making yourself a mark. Just
I don't know why that was with.
Yeah, no. We're gonna let the 21 run. You hand over the gold and he kind of takes it, and you have that immediate thought of like, oh, did I just get like robbed? Like, was this overpaying or anything? Like, and you look in his eyes and you're expecting to see like, that kind of greedy look that happens whenever someone's like, got money from a sucker, and you don't see that look. What you see is almost disappointment, and you're just like, well, that's not what I was expecting. And you kind of think back a little bit as he takes the money and puts the keys out. As you guys were kind of walking through the Grand Bazaar and looking around and everything, everyone haggles a lot, and it suddenly kind of clicks. Maybe they have like a thing about like it's polite or considered like normal and accepted to haggle a little bit.
Oh,
Like he'll take your money. It's not, you don't necessarily think he robbed you, but he was probably, it's part of like a greeting almost to do a little bit of business like that. So he takes your gold and just puts the 6, keys out front. There you go. All are on the 3rd floor, immediately to the left.
You got bath?
Yes, we do. End of each hall.
Incredible.
Have a pleasant stay. And,
Thank you.
You guys see as you start walking towards the stairs. Area behind the counter. It looks like there's a kind of restaurant and bar area that you can get food and drink at any point. You're able to go up to the rooms without any issue.
Oh, so there's like a place for food?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they offer. There's kind of a restaurant and bar downstairs.
Hey, there was a meal on the house with these rooms, right?
It is not typically included. No.
Oh man, see, I thought I was paying for that, so I think we're gonna knock a little gold off the top of that.
Give me a persuasion check.
You know the question I'm gonna ask.
I'm gonna roll the luck check. Honestly, I ought to make Joe roll the luck check at this point.
You want me to? I'll do it.
You don't. Yeah, you roll the luck check. Call odds or evens, and then roll it.
A D20?
Yep, D20. Call odds or evens first.
Evens.
All right.
Yay!
Oh yeah, roll that at advantage, Finn. The DC just went down as well.
Okay, I'll take my 21.
You see him like there's kind of a hint of a smile. He's like, okay, and he goes and pulls a small pouch and then throws it over your way. As you catch it, and you open it up. There are a bunch of little tokens with one side of the coin shows just a plate of food, and the other side of the coin shows a drink. It looks like
That's
there's
what I'm talking about.
Looks like there's about 20 of them in there.
That'll do.
Have a pleasant stay.
Can we see into the kitchen?
Not into the kitchen itself, no, just into the dining room area.
You've got 2 kegs of goat's milk. You don't need to ask if they have goat's milk.
Can I
You
see the
brought your
door to
own.
the kitchen?
You see there is a door to the kitchen back there.
Okay. while he's haggling with him, I've got these 2 fucking big jugs on my shoulder. I'll walk in, I'll just scream.
Oh, hello! I need to store my goat's milk. Hello!
Anybody in the kitchen?
Yeah, one of the wait staff kind of peeks up. You need to store your goat's milk?
I do, but I don't want anyone else to drink it unless they have permission. Could I put it down here? And also, can you tap it for me? We'll give you money. Finn!
I think he'd still be haggling a little bit.
Okay, wait, I got my finger
Here.
up as I'm talking to this dude.
Finn has all my money.
Okay, yeah, we can absolutely store and tap and make sure it only gets used for you, sir.
Oh, good.
I just smash him to the ground.
I'll let you put them up. I'll let you know when I'm thirsty.
Okay, we can do this.
Walk away. No more goat's milk.
Ooh, that was so heavy. Oh, Finn.
Yes.
You're the guy in the kitchen. You store my goat's milk. You should tip him. I don't know how to count. 5,000 golds.
That's a lot of gold. I'm not going to give him that much.
Oh, up to
I'll
that.
turn to the guy at the front desk. How much to store the goat's milk in your kitchen?
Let's say 7 silver.
5, and your kitchen is welcome to use it if needed.
Was it not part of his thing that only he gets it?
Well, if he has permission, but this is getting his permission.
Tez is nodding in the background.
That is acceptable.
I'll pay the man.
You're all going to get so big and strong, just like me, and you'll be able to lift my hammer.
Well, all right. Your hammer is very scary, I must say, sir.
It is big and scary.
You see what it does to like a human head.
I'm very nice, though.
I
So
would
if you
rather
need
not.
help, I'll protect you. Just let me know.
All right. With that, your goat's milk is stored, and you're able to head up and get settled in your rooms. So, at this point, it is dark out, and the air, like, while you guys were navigating town, it was pretty warm. Like, it was in the evening, so it was starting to cool down. It has gotten significantly colder at this point. Even during, spring, when it's still it's a warm time of year in most parts. And it was very hot during the day when you were here the last time. It gets almost like winter cold, like winter during the day cold. very unexpected, since none of you were from the desert. Anything you guys are doing before turning in for the night?
I don't think so. I mean, we'll probably, I'm assuming tomorrow we'll split up and hit town and try to find out more info about the Hellgate. But
Yeah.
if it's late and we haven't slept yet today, so I'm fine with fucking calling it a night.
Make
All
your
right.
time.
You all head to bed and pass out for the night. Tez,
Oh, that's not good.
as you fall asleep that night, very satisfied with the amount of goat's milk you've had to drink lately.
Ooh, my
You feel
muscles are
yourself drifting off to sleep. Your muscles feeling better now that the fatigue, the very sudden and rapid onset fatigue that they had felt for several minutes, and then suddenly found themselves reinvigorated. It was a very odd and deflating and uncomfortable feeling that weak and hurt for a bit of time, and then having it immediately pumped back up. The milk has helped, but your muscles are kind of sore from that.
Yeah.
You just kind of roll your neck a little bit and go to sleep.
Stretch.
And then you hear a voice in your head. Someone's been busy.
Oh,
Am I asleep? Right
You
now.
are asleep.
oh.
What
Who said
did you
that?
do, Tez of the Tall Stone?
Where are
What?
you?
Oh, right now I'm in an airship over Elvenon. How about you?
Oh, I've been there before.
Have you? I don't believe I was aware of that.
Wait a minute. I'm not gonna tell you anything. You could be a bad guy.
Do I seem like a bad guy?
Do you know what I do to bad guys? I crack their heads open and eat their hearts.
Have you cracked my head open and eaten my heart?
You don't scare me. If I could see you, I'd do it.
You don't know the first thing about me, though, Tez. I'm not a bad guy. Tell me,
What's your name?
in all of our little chats, have I ever been mean to you?
I'm tired of this.
Tired of what, exactly? Me talking to you?
You never tell me anything. Show yourself.
You feel like you're still asleep, but you have this sudden feeling of your eyes opening. And you're looking inside of a very well-decorated, ornate cabin of an airship. And you're not really in control of your own head. You feel like your brain trying to move your hands and nothing happens. And your vision suddenly turns a little bit as the head turns, and it looks directly at a mirror, and you see a very handsome, middle-aged man, maybe not quite middle-aged, late 30s, early 40s, somewhere in that range, human, shock of gold hair with a couple of streaks of black and yellow through it, well-groomed goatee, very stern look on his stern features, but a smile on his face nonetheless. Very handsome looking man, very charming looking, in what looks like a kind of ornate dress coat of solid red with gold filigree and trim on it. As he just looks in the mirror. I've shown myself, Tez. My name is Charles. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hi, Charles. What are you doing in the mirror? I don't get it.
I'm just looking at a mirror. You seem to be confused about wanting me to show myself, and he kind of looks down, and you see the rest of his body. He's currently sitting in what looks like a very well-made chair. There's only so much of me I can show through me, so I needed a mirror to do so.
Where's my hammer at? I'm not going to use it.
Probably with you, I would imagine, not with me.
What do you mean? Oh,
Well,
wait a minute.
and you watch, as he's looking at the mirror, every time he talks, and you hear, his voice, you watch as the mirror, he is talking in the mirror.
Oh,
Yeah, welcome to my head, Tez.
I'm confused.
Whatever power seems to have bound us together lets us communicate. Right now, I'm assuming you're asleep somewhere because you have yet to do this while waking. I don't know where you are, but I've clearly already told you I'm in my cabin above Elvenon at the moment, and he looks out the window, and you can see often, a little ways, a very familiar skyline, the city of Elvenon at night.
Oh, that is Elvenon.
It is. We were here celebrating Empire Day today.
Empire Day, that's stupid.
And why is it stupid, Tez, to celebrate this great empire of ours?
I don't like the Empire.
You don't. And what's wrong with it?
No, my friends don't like the Empire either.
Your friends don't, but just because your friends don't, does that mean you don't?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm really glad that they don't, though, so I don't have to worry about it.
Well, isn't it nice to think for yourself once in a while?
It's easier for other people to think for me, and I'll use my hammer to crack their heads open.
Does anyone get to think for you? Or is it just your friends?
You're trying to trick me.
What makes you say that? I'm just being friendly. We're sharing a brain, apparently, so I'd like to at least be friendly with the person that I'm sharing this with.
I'm gonna wander around the room and look for a door.
You feel like your own mind, like, trying to send the commands to go walking, and he stays seated. You're, like, out of game. You understand this, probably, but you are trapped in his brain. Like, there is this connection. You are seeing through his eyes. He is currently awake and manifesting this connection.
Sure.
You aren't. You send the command, like, you get the sensation of, like, wanting to get up and walk away, and he goes, I don't want to get up and walk, Tez. And this isn't your body.
Oh,
Do you understand what's going on now between us?
kind of. Yeah,
We get to talk and communicate and just chat.
that's crazy.
Well,
I have a friend.
you do in fact have a friend, Tez.
We're good friends now.
We
Do you
are
like
good
goat's
friends.
milk?
You know, I've had goat's milk before, and I did enjoy it.
Ooh, really? I have a friend named Jerry. Do you know my friend Jerry?
Jerry. I think I've heard the name before.
He drinks a lot of alcohol.
Well, too much of a good thing can be bad, but who am I to judge, eh?
That's not necessarily true. I'm never-ending angry, and too much anger's good for me.
Is it?
It is. What's good for you?
Celebrating the Empire, I think, and making sure this land I love and the people I love are peaceful.
That's crazy talk.
Is it wrong to want peace?
That's not very peaceful.
Well, it's not now, but it could be more peaceful. Don't you agree?
I do agree.
You could help me make this place peaceful, Tez.
Who, me?
Of course.
How can I do that?
Well, from what I hear, that hammer of yours is very useful at making people peaceful.
I have to ask Finn before I do anything.
Well, if you insist, but just remember, Tez, you're always allowed to think for yourself. And if you don't truly want to think for yourself, well, you now have someone who understands your mind better than anyone else ever could, right?
I don't know about that. What am I thinking right now?
Right now, you're wanting to get up and pace this room and swing your hammer.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I can't do that for you, but I can do this, and you watch as he, your vision kind of shifts as he stands up, and he goes and draws this massive silver sword, easily 6 feet in length.
Oh,
And he just holds it with one hand, spins it around a little bit. It's a beautiful weapon, isn't it?
it's very pretty.
It's not quite the match for your hammer, from what I've heard, but it is quite fun to wield. And he just does a few very simple, sword poses, moves through it. And you feel, as you're watching this through his mind, you can almost feel your own muscles, rotating as he shifts the blade, moving his arms. You know how to wield a sword. It's never been your preference, but you are perfectly capable of doing so if you wanted to switch. And it just feels natural. Like this blade was made for the hand that is currently wielding it.
Where'd you get that?
Well, this has been passed down from generation to generation until it landed in my hands.
Oh, does it have a name?
It does. Would you like to know the name?
I would like to know the name. This is fun. Tell me.
Its name is Oathbringer.
Oathbringer.
Indeed. Would you like to know a story about this sword, Tez?
I would like to know. I like stories about swords and weapons and hammers, all kinds of things.
This sword is one of the original 5 blades wielded by the first emperor, Lucifer Lightrock himself. He wielded this sword while helping to unify his realm under one rule. And it's said that this blade has been enchanted by the gods themselves with divine power to allow him to help unify this realm. Quite the storied sword, eh?
That's an interesting sword.
It is.
I still think my hammer's better, though.
Well, one of these days I guess we'll have to see which one is better, eh?
That's funny. What do you mean?
Oh, nothing wrong with a friendly sparring session once in a while, eh?
Oh, you're no match for me, I guarantee it. You should see me.
I think the day we meet, Tez, will be a very interesting day indeed.
I think so too. You're a good friend. What'd you say your name was again?
My name is Charles.
Hello, Charles. I'm Tez of the Tall Stone.
I know, Tez, and I'm very glad to have made your acquaintance once again.
Me too. Oh, I want to get up.
Well, you're always welcome to wake up in your body and try that.
Oh, okay.
One of these days, Tez, you should let me... I don't know what it's like to wield your hammer. I'm kind of curious. One of these days, you should try to communicate with me like this while you're awake. See if it'll let you, and I can feel, as you've just felt me wield my sword, I can feel what it's like for you to wield your hammer.
No, probably not. You can't lift my hammer. Nobody can. It's too heavy.
Well, it's you lifting your hammer, but I'm just feeling it as you do it. Because you did not lift my sword. I lifted my sword.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll figure it out, Tez.
Okay, Charles.
You have a good rest of your night now.
I'm going to tell all my friends about this. You too.
And you feel yourself just drift off into sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you are not in the bed like you thought you were, but you are sitting in a chair in that room, holding your hammer in your lap.
In my bedroom?
Yeah, in your bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're basically you went to bed like you were in bed, and your hammer was near the bed, but not that far, not that close. You woke up in the cuck chair with it across your lap,
Oh.
and no idea how you got there.
Am I tired? Did I get a good night's sleep?
Yeah, you got a perfect night's sleep.
Oh, okay. I need some goat's milk.
Finn.
Yep.
as you drift off to sleep that night, you feel the tingling at the back of your mind. And as you kind of just bask in the feeling a little bit, the tingling kind of turns into almost like a soft tapping, like someone's trying to get your attention. Do you pay attention?
Yep.
You feel your perspective shift, and where you're normally looking at this massive alien eye that you've come to be very familiar at looking, you instead see the figure of Mollyhawk, albeit with the alien eyes in his own eyes instead.
Oh, that's a new look for you.
You've done well. You made manifest a relic of which I now have a tie to. We once conversed like this in the well where you and I first met, and I now have the power to do so again.
Cool.
The other anchors, you plan to check them and fortify them in a similar manner, yes?
That's the hope.
You must be made wary of this. The process will not be the same for the others. You will not have the blessings that you did for the others. There may or may not be guardians protecting and preventing you from doing this at the others. You will have to learn, all of you will have to learn, how to rely on your own power in performing these rituals, in empowering the anchors and preventing his release.
Yeah, I think Tez is going to sort a lot of that out.
Be wary of the lion.
Oh, no.
What he did today was helpful, but also harmful. Even now I can feel a tendril worming its way into the world through the bars. He is tied to something he does not understand.
That's not good.
If further assistance is needed, seek out those in the grove in Elvenon, and seek out further weapons to bolster your party. There are artifacts of great power that can be acquired to assist in your quests. It would not be in bad judgment to have acquired these for further investigations into the anchors. You have proven to be a very capable warlock, an agent. I respect what you have done so far, and would like to see you succeed in all things. I believe you can be successful, but you should make sure you are prepared, nonetheless.
So, Grove and Elvenon? Is that...
The Grove in Elvenon will bear power for at least one of you. There is another artifact there in Elvenon for another.
Alright.
And beware the coming storm, my agent. Beware.
Yeah, I'm assuming
And you
it's not
watch.
great.
You watch as he just kind of fades into mist. And you sleep through the rest of the night. You all wake up sometime early in the morning. You all wake up to the sound of thunder outside. And as you kind of peek out your windows collectively, it looks like the entire city is currently covered in a rainstorm, and it is just miles of clouds in every direction.
It's gonna be
And
a good day.
that is where we're going to leave off.
All right.
All right, so I will end the recording here. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.